I want to talk about humbleness and the idea of what humbleness means. Right? Because humbleness and what it means a great thing, right? Understanding that compliments come and accept that, having that quiet confidence about yourself, but also having the self-awareness to know that you're not the best and you still have room to improve is an amazing thing. But I think a lot of times people who are humble use the word humble and they hide behind that word humble, but they're not really being humble. They're not being cocky either, right? But they are actually more self-deprecating and more negative about themselves than they lead on, right? Because I've noticed that, well, when people say I'm just trying to be humble, when you give them a compliment, they put themselves down in a way. They don't really accept the compliment, right? Because they feel like if they accept the compliment, they're gonna reach a cocky level that they ain't gonna better come down from, right? But I realize even if you highlight their achievements, they will hide behind the fact that, well, everybody can do that, or it's not really a big deal, right? And I think that's doing more harm than good to a person if you just accept the compliment, right? And I think, like I said, humbleness in what it actually means is a quiet confidence, right? But having the ability, the self-awareness to understand, oh, I might have a little bit more room for improvement, but I recognize that I am still good at this thing, right? And I think that a lot of people want to be humble, but they're sometimes either more negative about themselves or they're a little too confident, right? There's like a happy medium where I feel like you can accept the compliment or accept that you're doing a good thing, but also recognizing there's room for improvement in anything, right? But I'm doing a good job now. And I think we have a problem with accepting that we're doing a good job now. Kind of like the concept of we need to live more in the now and not worry about tomorrow's problems, right? And I think that we lose sight of that a lot of times because we might be not doing the best today, right? And that not us doing the best today might carry on to the next day, right? But we're not recognizing how much we have improved from the beginning. And I think humbleness is a way for us, or a gateway to say, well, I'm just trying to be humble. I don't want people to highlight my successes because I'm not where I want to be in. But I think on a road to whatever you're trying to achieve, you have to highlight the small successes, celebrate the small successes. I don't think that's a cocky thing, right? I think where it gets cocky is where you are overstating the accomplishments, right? Because the big goal might be this and we might be here. We don't need to overstate the accomplishment, but we do need to celebrate it, right? And I think when we celebrate it, it makes you feel good about yourselves to keep going, to get to the bigger thing. But I think if we don't celebrate the small successes or the small wins we have for the week or whatever we set for ourselves, it messes up the fact that we're trying to get to the next level, because we need that, because we're going to have setbacks along the way. And if we are saying, well, I'm just trying to be humble, and we're not accepting compliments, it can destroy us from the inside. We're not recognizing it because we're not feeding ourselves the positive energy that we need to get on that road. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not, like I said, I think humbleness and the idea of humbleness of what it is naturally is an amazing thing. However, I think sometimes that we are not really being humble. We're being destructive to ourselves because we don't want to take on too many compliments and get the big head, right? But in your mind, you gotta remind yourself, this is a good accomplishment and this is the bigger goal, and nothing wrong with getting a little bit of praise here, right? Until I get here, right? So I just want you to think about that. And that's something I was just thinking about, Let me know what you feel about this in the comments.